about life after divorce. I have been divorced. I'm a mother of three children, haven't been single and remarried. And this is a very sensitive subject for me, so I'm excited to dig in.
Okay, awesome. We have the beautiful returning guest, Miss Tammy Carter, in the house.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. My name is Tammy Carter. I'm living here in beautiful Indiana, in Zionsville, and I'm the mother of one. And actually, I've been divorced twice. And I'm excited to talk about this topic, especially from a Christian perspective, because we know how God looks upon it. Thank you.
And then we have Mr. Damian Hunt, who has been a guest not on Let's Go There, but he was a guest on a former show that I co-hosted of the Conversation Lounge. So he's returning for the first time to Let's Go There. Tell the people a little bit about yourself for me, please.
Thanks for inviting me on to your show today. My name is Damian Hunt. I've been divorced 4 years now, so the ladies have their perspective on it. I'm gonna give my perspective from a male standpoint and how we deal with it for those of us who don't want to be divorced.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna pop this thing off with some stats, y'all. So I did my research and I'm gonna throw these stats out there and we can talk about them. So the first stat is 42 to 45% of first marriages in divorce. That's almost half. So 42 to 45% of all first time marriages in divorce. 60% of second marriages in divorce. 73% of third marriages in divorce. On top of that, got some more stats for y'all. We'll get into that later. But so with those numbers being so high, my first question is oftentimes going through a divorce has been compared to experiencing the death of a loved one. Do you agree? And why, Miss Robin? What would you say?
I agree that it could oftentimes feel like the death and be compared to the death of a loved one. I mean, if we're really doing marriage the right way, then we have um, left our mothers and fathers and we cleave to our spouse. And when you are getting divorced, the uncleaving of anything is painful, it's devastating, and it can destroy you. So it's important to be able to recognize those things they're possible, they're going to happen, and be able to walk yourself through it to get back to who you are.
Okay, Miss Tim.
Totally agree. I would say second to death, I don't know that I've ever experienced sadness quite like I've experienced going through a divorce. I mean, you can lose a job, you bounce back from that. You'll feel a certain kind of way about it. You get through it. You have financial loss, you bounce back. But when you're talking about human relationship, something that marriage is a part of God's perfect design, and the design is not flawed. It's the people that are.
Right.
And when that breaks down, I mean, it's severe pain. I mean, I'm talking about losing weight, losing your appetite, not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
I can recall even when I was going through my divorce, I thought that I was manifesting illness in my body. Seriously. Like, oh, I know I have cancer. I got this lump over here. And, it was all kinds of things going on. And it was all related to what I was going through in my marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Mhm.
That's deep. So it manifests as physical symptoms and illness
Absolutely.
in your body because of
Absolutely.
it. And we know stress, I mean, divorce
Mhm.
can cause a lot of stress, and we do know that stress does do that.
Mhm.
So, okay, Mr. Daniel, what's your take on it?
Piggybacking off what the lady said, it is definitely. I did go through that myself. I was losing a lot of weight. I spent time in the gym because I was like, I'm fat. So that was my mental trying to wrap myself around it. I'm fat. I got to get it back in shape.
Now, wait a minute. Did you say you was fat?
I did say I was fat. I am. No, I was saying I was fat because it was something that I could grasp to.
Okay.
Somebody can
your
hold on
coping
to.
skill.
It was my coping.
Okay.
Because if I didn't have an outlet, when you're married, you go home and you go home and you tell your spouse about what's going on in your day. So my whole mechanism, I had to figure out where was I mentally. So my mental was like, go to the gym, get in shape. That way you don't have to sit there and continue to think about it all the time. That's just where I was.
Okay. So you do agree it's like losing a loved one?
Oh man, it's definitely like losing a loved one. Because when you lose a loved one, you're trying to figure out, okay, how can I hold on to a little bit of normalcy without being a stalker, so to speak.
anger,
Mhm.
and betrayal, and bargaining, and depression. So
Yeah.
all of the same steps that are there in the 7 steps to grief, you deal with in a divorce.
Yeah.
Identically.
Yeah.
So what that kind of leads me to my second question or follow-up question to that. What did you do to get through that process? Because a lot of times, even when I think about when somebody close to us passes away, we really don't take that time to grieve them and grieve properly and healthy. So I'm assuming it's probably the same way with the divorce. You don't really take the time to grieve the loss of that marriage. So what were some things that you personally did in during that time when you were going through it to get through that process? Did you seek professional help? Do you think that you should seek professional help, or what do you think, Robin? You've been married
I
for
am.
the other four, so
That's right.
did you go through that process for all three?
No, I didn't go through it for all three, and I can say that, divorce is different, and each divorce is different. And sometimes the grieving happens while you're still married. And when you have gone through that part of it, so you don't have the same suffering after the divorce is made finalized. So I just didn't go through it with each of them. But I can tell you that when I did go through it, the thing that sustained me was remembering that I was before they ever were. And that, I didn't become who I was because of them or through them or because I married them, but I was who I was. And so once I was able to reconnect with who I was and know that I could stand secure, that I hadn't lost myself, then you can rebuild the broken pieces. And that's what it's about. And it doesn't happen overnight, and it is not all in one fell swoop. It's a rebuilding. It's one brick at a time.
Miss Tammy, what were some things that you did you think would help somebody else as they go through that process?
So I'm a huge advocate of mental health services. So making sure that when you need to go talk to someone, go talk to someone. And I use a therapist both times through my divorce. I use a therapist all the time. That's a way of doing life. Is having a therapist and someone who is a neutral party to talk to. I think girlfriends are great, and especially girlfriends who have gone through it in family. But just remember that going through a divorce has to be a personal decision. It's not a decision that anybody else can make for you. You can talk to folks about it, but ultimately that decision is yours. I will say that my my spiritual relationship and my relationship with Christ got much stronger in my going through my divorces. And sometimes I think that was the purpose of it. Seriously, like, okay, your dependence is going to be on me and not someone else. I think one of the worst things you can do is confide in the opposite sex. And, in terms of a romantic relationship, because you can move yourself too soon into trying to find, because of course, new mister is going to say everything and do everything right, and you can find yourself moving into a relationship a whole lot sooner than what you should. You have to get yourself healthy. I don't believe that any marriage ever ends because of one person. If the only thing you did wrong, and in some cases, in one of my marriages, I think the fault of mine was who I chose. God didn't choose that person for me. I chose that person, and I had to take responsibility for every red flag that I missed or chose to ignore. And that's a part of the work that you have to do in order to get healthy when you're going through it. Now, how did I end up in this place? Doing a self-evaluation of how did I get here? Why did I get here? To what ultimately ended in a divorce.
I think that if I can wrap behind that, is that when you do go there, how did I get there, and then ultimately ended in a divorce, you're also improving yourself for your next relationship. So that you don't go in and making the same mistakes again. So that's a good thing to do.
Make sure you talk about our Facebook listeners can hear you as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. Speaking to the mic, please. Thank you.
I again piggybacking. I definitely had the spiritual, and I went and talked to a counselor. I talked to my pastor as well. Went and talked to a counselor just to get my head wrapped around what it is that I'm dealing with. Being married for 17, 18 years, you become a we. So your thinking is in the we mindset. So I had to go from the we mindset to, okay, what do I like? Where do I want to go? How many beaches do I want to go to? things of that nature. So I had to go from that standpoint, and it's taken me a while to get there, but ultimately, my goal is to be to a place to where I can start talking and helping other people at the same time, not just worrying about what it is I want to do. So that's where I want to do. I was always focused on other people, but I had to learn to focus on myself, take that time, and then become the man that I was meant to become all along without having a we mentality.
And it's interesting to say that because as I was kind of looking up on this topic, since I'm not married and never been married, one of the things that I kept seeing was how they talked about how you have to kind of refine yourself or reinvent yourself. So my question is, how do you think you get lost, or how do you lose yourself when you're married, and then that process of refinding yourself after you divorce? Like,
I don't really think you lose yourself. You're more concentrated on family life at that point. You're still doing what it is you need to do to make a living, be the person that you always wanted to be. But you are more concentrated on just, for me, being a husband. That was always my goal. How do I become a better husband? How do I become a better father? That's just where I was. And then when you don't have that, I don't have to worry about that husband part anymore. How can I just take this energy and focus it on making sure that I'm the best father that I can be? And that's just where I was.
Robin, do you feel like you lost any parts of yourself during those?
Every last bit of me. Every last bit of me. And I can tell you why. Not that I became, I lost myself and didn't know how I lost it. And it wasn't something I lost overnight either. It was lost gradually by little things. Oh, I don't like it if you wear makeup. Okay. So then I don't do what I naturally do and have been doing for all my life. Or I don't like it if you do this. Or I don't, well, how about if you try it this way? So you're constantly trying to adjust, not only to accommodate your marriage, but you're accommodating the atmosphere. Okay, because what are you trying to do? Maybe sometimes you're trying to keep down turmoil or arguments, and you don't want to cause any frustration. So you just change, make those changes that are necessary to adjust in the marriage. But inside marriages, two become one. So that's why the we mentality is so strong. It should be so strong because you two should be both in the same direction, wanting the same things for each other, having the same care, consideration, and concern. And when that doesn't happen, it's when it really causes the biggest issue. But you can lose yourself, like I did.
Yeah, Tammy, do you feel like
I
you lost yourself?
absolutely did. And I'd say especially in my second, because it's more fresh, right? I'm married much younger, but the second divorce is the newer divorce. And I can recall even in trying to hear from God and get confirmation that I was going to go through this divorce. I remember taking a self care little retreat for myself one weekend. It was actually almost a week, and I went and lodged myself up in a hotel room and fasted and prayed. And I knew that I needed to do it because I was so mad and angry with myself, with my situation, and I was literally in the house one day by myself, beautiful home. And I was looking across the house, like all the things that I had built up, I had started to destroy. Like, and I'll give you an example. Like, we had this big, beautiful photo from our wedding that was on our living room wall. And I literally grabbed a knife one day and slashed it up and then put it out by the garbage can so that all the neighbors could see it.